first entry of the franchise. So now let's get into our next review. The Night Skies. So yes, The Night Skies is a 2016 film directed by Shane Black, starring Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. So The Night Skies is one of the most entertaining and underrated buddy cop films of 2010s. I mean, it's directed by Shane Black, of all people, who wrote the screenplay as well. The movie blends the mystery, action, and comedy into a fast-paced detective story set in the 1970s Los Angeles area. The film follows the private investigator Holland March and an enforcer Jackson Haley as they reluctantly team up to investigate the disappearance of a young woman and uncover a conspiracy that reaches far beyond what they expect. Which is kind of true when I saw this movie. Wow, I love this movie. One of the best movies thank goodness I picked this movie. Thank goodness Jeff chose this out of the picks I did. Some of the picks I did are like High and Water, um, great film I heard. Yeah, I need to check what was the several picks I did, but thank God he picked Nice Guys. Yeah, what a surprise! Definitely one of the most underrated buddy cop films. So sad it didn't perform well. I wish we had a franchise out of this. Um, what works for this film? I mean, the chemistry between the leads. I mean, Ron Gosling and Russell Crowe's chemistry are spectacular. The biggest strength of this film is the pairing of these two actors. Crowe plays the tough and practical Haley, while Gosling delivers his most hilarious performance of his time, besides Barbie or whatnot. I mean, as often incompetent and accidentally uh, prone Holland March, their contrasting personality created some of the funny moments in the film. It is so good. I mean, the comedy is also great, outstanding comedy. Despite being a detective thriller, The Nice Guys is consistently funny. I mean, Gosling's particular demonstration exceptional comedy timing is spectacular. I mean, his stuff are hilarious. I mean, many of the film's biggest laughs come from Mark's panic, bad decisions, and physical mishaps are the best in the film, which I agree. I mean, him screaming like a girl when Kroll's character breaks his left arm is. Oh my god, so funny. It's just so spectacular. And then, of course, another big one. I mean, it is a conspiracy mystery thriller. I mean, it has a strong mystery. The central investigation that these characters do keeps the viewers engaged throughout the film. I mean, the plot is layered enough to remain interesting without becoming overly complicated, but at the same time, like many of Shane Black's best scripts, the mystery unfolds through the character interactions as much as through a traditional detective work. And also, what works is the stylish 70s setting. I mean, the film fully embraces 1977 setting. The costumes, the choice of music, the cars, the production design create a vibrant version of Los Angeles back at that time that feels authentic and impressive. And just going down, my favorite themes, or well, favorite scenes, is Haley's first Jackson's first encounter with Marge is, I mean, spectacular. As I say before, him breaking his left arm and then Marge screaming like a girl is spectacular. Marge's disastrous attempts at detective work, hilarious. I just laugh every time he does something. It's just comedy gold. The party sequence in the Hollywood Hills, really good sequence. I mean, both comedic and intense action is really good. I mean, the elevator hotel scenes are really great and really funny and scary. And then, of course, the chaotic finale following the other show is really good. I mean, these scenes balance the action comedy so effectively that the viewers are laughing at one moment on the edge of their seats at the next, which is very true. And then, best themes. I mean, the themes beyond the humor, I think the film does a really good job of the themes that they're presenting here. It explores, corruption and corporate influence, something that was friendly during the 70s. The environmental concerns, I was surprised they even touched that. That was very important that back then. The moral uh, compromise is really presented with the character of Jackson Haley, Russell Crowe's character, and then the parenting and responsibility, particularly March with his daughter, who's also great in this film, who's played by the girl from the three first Tom Holland MCU films, who played Betty Brant. She's great. I like their father daughter relationship. It's really good. And then of course the friendship and trust that is formed with March and Jackson. It's really good, and you see them becoming good partners. The movie managed to read these themes into the story without slowing its momentum. Was really great. Any nitpicks or whatnot? I mean, the mystery can casually can occasionally become convoluted during the final act, but it's pretty clear. I mean, I understand what's going on. It's not really convoluted, but just follow what they're saying. Uh, it's something. And then some of those foreign characters are not explored as deeply as the two leads, but that's why not? And then just it's not a complaint, but like it's a complaint that I hate they underperformed the box office because it unfortunately prevented a potential sequel. Because I think having another Buddy Cop franchise could be great, especially these two. Could a great sequel out of this. Yeah, why is it's underrated? I mean, for many fans, I think The Nice Guys was such a surprise film. They just got it's one of the best overlooked films of the decade. It just combines everything you would want: sharp writing, memorable characters, excellent performances, and genuine laughs while delivering a engaging detective story. It feels like a modern, spiritual accessory to a classic Private Eye films, but with Shane Black's sincere humor and style that you expect from him. And as final verdict, I think The Nice Guys is a clever, funny, and highly entertaining buddy cop detective movie that showcased some of the best chemistry between two lead actors in recent memory. Man, yeah, I'm gonna rate this a 10 out of 10. It's one of the best films I've seen this year. That I didn't see in theaters, and I wish I did. I mean, the favorite elements is Ryan Gosling's hilarious performance. Russell Crowe's straight man role is great. The witty dialogue from Shane Black is still prominent from his writing is still here. The 70s live action setting is great. The balance of comedy, mystery, and action is so good. For many fans, The Nice Guys is one of the most underrated films of 2010s. I agree. If you enjoyed the smart comedies, tech stories, or buddy cop films, it's a easy recommendation for me and every movie critic lover, because the film just gets better with repeat readings, and that's something I need to rewatch this. Oh boy, yeah. So thank you everyone. Happy 10th anniversary. Happy 10th anniversary. Nice guys. I'm so happy I read this. And picked this as my movie review for movie pick for MC Blanche Friday movie reviews. Yeah. So we're winding down for the two last reviews. So let's wrap up here. Let's get into the Fast and Furious. It's 25th anniversary was crazy. 25 years. We got, oh my god, 10 installments and one spin-off. Oh my god, crazy. I mean, the Fast and Furious, directed by Rob Cohen, starring Van Diesel, late great Paul Walker, jo- uh, was it Brewster? Michelle Rodriguez, Jordan Brewster, and many others is in the film. Of course, Fast and Furious started what could have become the biggest action film franchise in Mr. History, directed by Rob Cohen, as I said before. The film combines the street racing culture, undercover police drama, and the themes of loyalty and family. Now, the story follows Brian O'Connor, a undercover police officer investigating a series of truck hijackings. As he infiltrates the world of street racing, he develops a close bond with a racer and a spectac criminal, Dominic Durrell, forcing him to choose between duty and friendship. Okay, what works about this first installment of the Fast and the Furious? Well, the heart of the film is the relationship between Paul Walker and Van Diesel. Their chemistry gives the emotional weight to the story and established the foundation for the entire franchise. I have to say, I mean, Brian and Don's relationship feels genuine and making the film more just a collection of racing scenes. The memorable car culture is really spectacular. I mean, this did dive into the, street culture, the street racing culture. I think that's why I like my dad like this film franchise. They depict it very well, actually. Very like really true. I mean, from modifying imports to street races, garage culture. I mean, the film introduced many audience like myself to a world where I never seen this before. I mean, I saw this from my dad's eyes. I mean, he was that kind of person. He was into cars, and yeah, I can see why. Yeah, so this movie does a really good job with the car culture, and from my late great dad, I think this is a plus. Now another big one, Vin Diesel started making performance. I mean, as Dominic Toretto, Vin Diesel brings the charismatic intensity and the sense of leadership that's intimately makes him the center of attention whenever he appears on screen. His portrayal helped transform Dom into one of the most iconic action heroes of the 21st century. Then, of course, the exciting race sequence or spectacular still holds up in 25 years. I mean, the street race remains entertaining and energetic, while the special effects may look, modest by today's standards. Very, CGI kind of levels, especially when we go through the engine every time they boost the throttle. But the practical stunt work, and the emphasis on real cars does give the action a authenticity that many fans still appreciate. To this day. The best scenes, I'll definitely say Brian's first street race is good. Dom's introduction at Toretto's market, the race wars competitions really good. Dom's explanation of the quarter mile philosophy is like wow. And then of course the final race between Brian and Dom is really good. The train crossing complex still iconic and really sets up the world of Fast and Furious Street. The ending perfectly captures the themes of loyalty, respect, and personal choice. And speaking of themes, I mean, despite its reputation as a racing movie, the film shockingly is about family and relationship. I mean, friendship. Like it talks about the family and belonging, the friendship and loyalty, the identity and trust, living the life on your own terms. The conflict between duty and professional relationships. These things could become the main centerpiece of the franchise's future success. I mean, the word family is like so anonymous for this franchise. It starts from this movie, which is crazy. Now, any nitpicks for the first installment? Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, look, there's no secret. I mean, the plot is nothing new. It really assembles another undercover uh pop film like Point Break, especially his structure and then just the way Brian is more like kind of Reed's character, and then Dominic is very much the Patrick Swayze's version of the character of the robbers. Like it's so much like a comic copy of Point Break, but moving the surfing, it's about the cars. And then some of the characters that we have here, not the main ones like Brian's sister or um Michelle's Rodriguez character, Letty, some of the other characters that are supporting, are doesn't receive the character development like those guys do, especially later on in the sequels and all that. And then, of course, I mean, it's early 2000 film. The dialogue is not, it feels dated, and of course, the early 2000 visual effects is still like feels dated today. And but however, these issues do little to diminish the film's overall entertainment value. I mean, it's been a while. I've seen the first one, but I saw the first one so many times. But my family, and so it still sells up. And yeah, I mean, the movie launched a franchise that will grow into a global phenomenon. I mean, and this leads into the films just like Fast, yeah, Tokyo Drift, Fast and Five, and Fast and the Furious Seven. I mean, Furious Seven. Yeah, while the later entries, focus on increasingly massive action set piece. Like this franchise is similar to like Mission Impossible. It starts really small, and then all of a sudden, like it goes into more spectacle and massive action set pieces. As always, the ritual remains unique because this is smaller scale, and this focus is different from the other entries. I mean, with this one, it's smaller scale and the focus on street racing culture. And the final verdict, I gotta say, Fast Features is a successful movie since because it balanced the action, the cars, culture, and the character relations very well. I mean, the racing is still exciting, the cast is likable, the friendship between Brian and Dom gives the story a lasting emotional resonance. So, for the rating here, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Still a solid entry of the new franchise that still continues today. I mean, favorite elements is the Paul Walker and Vin Diesel chemistry, the street racing atmosphere is really great. The focus on the car culture is really phenomenal. And then, of course, I mean, I can't really have saying this favorite elements, but Dominic Toretto's memorable philosophy on life and cars is still great. And the endings, the emotional endings, is still good to this day after 25 years. Yeah. So for many fans, the original Fast and Furious remains one of the franchise best entries. I can't agree with that because it feels grounded, personal, and focused on the characters who become the heart of the worldwide phenomena franchise. And that, I want to leave it to it. So thank you everyone for joining me to review of the Fast and Furious 25th anniversary review. Happy 25th anniversary, the first entry of the Fast and Furious. So now, this is the last review I'm reviewing. For part three, and this is Derry Harry. So, uh, so the middle age reviews, and I were gonna be back again to collaborate, and we're gonna do Derry Harry later on, I think in June, which is great. Everyone knows, Derry Harry is the 1971 classic, confidential, whatever you want to call it, police thriller directed by Don Siegel and starring the iconic movie star Clint Eastwood. One of the most influential police thrillers ever made. The film just the audience to the Spectre Harry Callahan, the tough and unconventional police officer who is willing to bend the rules to stop dangerous criminals. So, set in San Francisco, story follows Harry as he hunts a psychopathic sniper known as Scorpio, who terrorized the city through a series of murders and extortion attempts. Now, what we're still to this day of this film is the iconic performance by Clint Eastwood. Eastwood's portrayal, Harry Callahan, became one of the defining performances of his career, I got to say. Harry is tough, confident, and often controversial, but Eastwood's screen presence makes the character unforgettable and likable at the same time. Many of the film's most famous moments comes from Harry's attitude and willingness to confront the danger head on. Another big one is a really good tense crime thriller. I mean, the movie maintains strong suspense throughout its runtime. The hunt for the main psychopath villain feels urgent and dangerous, keeping the viewers invest as the investigation unfolds. Plus, the film's cat and mouse dynamic between Harry and the villain remains effectively good after 55 years later. Like it's really good. And the memorable villain, I gotta say, I seen so far the Derry Harry sequels, except for Deadpool. I didn't see more of that movie, but the villains never really topped the first one. Andrew Robinson's performance as the Scorpio, I think, is still the best villain of this franchise. He just delivers the on-screen performance of this character. It's loosely inspired by the real life Zodiac killer case that was going on in the mid '60s of the San Francisco area. The character is unpredictable and generally terrifying, which is like something the villains of the later entry just don't have. His presence creates the constant sense of tension whenever he appears on the screen. And then, I think the influential action and police drama that David Harry helped define the modern rom-com archetype really influenced the countless action and crime films that follow it. Its gritty tone, realistic urban setting were groundbreaking for the era and still at this time, I had to say. Best scenes, Harry's introduction during the sniper investigation, the famous bank robbery confrontation that, we see the iconic line, "Do you feel lucky, punk?" The football stadium pursuit is really good. Harry, tracking Scorpio throughout the city. The Clank Manor showdown at the quarry is really good. And of course, the most iconic moment made Harry's legendary challenge, "Do you feel lucky, punk?" Remains one of the best iconic lines in movie history. There's a couple that actually this and uh go ahead, make my day. Another one from this franchise, like crazy. They got two iconic lines for this franchise. It's amazing. Themes. Does this present themes? Yeah, the film explores several major themes: justice versus legal procedure, crime and public safety, individual responsibility, frustration with bureaucracy. Very true. The moral limits of law enforcement. These themes sparked, considerable debate upon the film's release, and still to this day continue the general discussion days of seminar discussion about the films and its relation of like the law and order, um, ethical dilemma. And just getting to something that doesn't work. This film, I mean, the eh, some of the aspects of the film's portrayal of policing can feel controversial to modern audience. The certain social attitudes to reflect on in the era in which this film was made could not sit well, maybe for this new audience. I mean, the film's perspective on law and order may not resonate with every viewer, really. But however, these elements are not part of why the film remains culturally. I mean, look, the success of the Derry Harry lead to several sequels, which I was kind of surprised when I was growing up. I was like, oh my god, there's sequels to Harry Callan. Yes, they are. I mean, Magma Force, The Enforcer, Sudden Impact. Character Harry Callahan became one of cinema's most recognizable law enforcement figures and influential generations of action heroes. And final verdict, Dear Harry is a gripping crime thriller that combines suspense, strong performances, and memorable action. While some of the aspects of the films remain controversial, which is really true, but its impact on crime and action genres is undetectable and is still influenced to this day. So, rating for this one, yeah, uh, 9.5 out of 10. I think it's really good. I love this movie. I've seen this movie so many times I was growing up. Yeah, there's favorite elements. Just going back, I think Clint Eastwood's performance as Harry Callan is amazing still to this day. The tense Cannonball story is still great. The memorable villain, Scorpio, is still among the greatest villains in this franchise. The iconic dialogue I say before is still good. The dialogue here is really great. Besides the iconic one, do you feel lucky, punk? There's great dialogue in this film, and of course the gritty San Francisco atmosphere is really good. I mean, it really reflects what was going on there at that time, especially that city. So more than 55 years after its release, Dear Harry remains a landmark crime film. One of I think one of the defining movies of Clint's career. Its influence can still be seen in the police thrillers and action films to this day. So yeah, that's the wrap from of the major movie reviews of Andres Pop Culture Retrospective/Review. I hope you guys enjoyed the movie reviews I presented here. This is Pond 3, and as always, like the previous ponds I brought up, Pond 1 and Part 2. Each of these, you can hear all this in this one pod, but also I'm gonna split into its own pod later on in the month, to coincide either the live stream or the upcoming pods with the collaboration I brought before, either the MCU, Bleeding Edge, or Franchise Addicts, or the Middle Age reviews. That's for this month with the certain the other reviews that it was here. So it'll be split up into its own individual review later on this month. So thank you everyone. Please subscribe and hit that like button for Andreas Pop Culture China Presents. Comment below, give me some insight of like how I can improve, or not. What do you like about it? What views you want to see maybe in my channel? I can definitely do that and make them possible. But yeah, thank you everyone. Have a good weekend and ciao. And yeah, let's have a good June. Bye bye. Ciao.